Hello guys. Hello everyone. So, last topic for the differentiation of transcendental functions. So as I told you last time in the previous video that in transcendental functions, meron tayong ano 'yon? Logarithmic functions, yun yung first video natin. And then exponential functions, yun yung um, recent lang. And then now we have the trigonometric functions. And medyo madugo tong trigonometric functions, and then later on meron tayong inverse trigonometric functions. Kasi here in the trigonometric functions, kailangan nyong dapat alam nyo yung mga trigonometric identities. Kasi gagamitin nyo yon para i-simplify ang inyong mga sagot later on, and at the same time, gagamitin nyo yon para ma-simplify yung function, and then mas mapadali yung pagkuha nyo ng kanyang derivative. Okay? So, as we go through the examples mamaya, ma-appreciate nyo na, dapat marunong pala ako talaga nung mga trigonometric identities. Okay? So, this is your Sir Ariel, and then, magsosolve tayo ngayon or pag-aaralan natin ngayon yung differentiation of trigonometric functions. Okay? So let's start. We focus on the 6 trigonometric functions. What are these? We have the sine and cosine. Okay? And then later on, we have the tangent and cotangent. And then the secant and then the cosecant. Gawin natin is by twos and then we solve examples para hindi kayo mabigla. Okay? So, we start first with the derivative of sine and cosine. So, it states here, class, that the derivative of sine u, okay, the derivative of sine u is equal to cosine u times the derivative of u. Itong u here, that is the angle of the identity, okay, of the trigo function sine u. U is the angle. So you multiply it to the derivative of the angle of your sine. Okay, next, the derivative of cosine u is just equal to the negative of sine u times the derivative of its angle. Okay? So, mabilis lang i-memorize. Magka-exchange lang sila. Pag sine, cosine. Then pag cosine, sine naman, pero negative. Okay? Ganito na lang pala mas mabilis yung ma-memorize. Di ba class, pag sin, masama siyang tao, di ba? Pag sin, masama, kasalanan. Di ba? Pag sin, kaya negative sin. Char. Okay? Sana makatulong yun sa pag-memorize ninyo. So, i-apply natin tong dalawa to solve for the derivative of this. Okay. So, example number 1. So, that is y equals sine 4x. Okay. Y equals sine 4x. So, ang u mo dito is 4x. Diba? That is the angle of your sine. That is 4x. So, magiging the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to, ano ang derivative ng sine? That is cosine. Okay? So, cosine 4x times the derivative of 4x, that is 4. Okay? So, times 4. By the way, that is not, yung angle, hindi mo i-multiply sa 4, multiplier yan ng buo ng cosine 4x. So, magiging dy all over dx now is equal to 4 times cosine 4x. O, ganun lang siya, class. Okay? So, that is for number 1. Let's try number 2. Okay. Yung number 2 is the same lang siya as number 1, only that naka-raise siya to 3. Meron siyang exponent 3. Okay? So, that is y equals sine cube 4x. Class, di ba? Pwede natin yang isulat as y equals sine 4x raised to 3. And then, pag may exponent, i-apply mo na naman yung property ng differentiation class or yung rule sa differentiation. Pag exponent, yung baba, copy the base minus 1, derivative of the base. Okay? Wherein ang base mo dito is the sign for x. Kaya exponent natin is 3. So sabi ko sa inyo, huwag mamawala dun sa rules ng differentiation. Okay? So magiging dy all over dx. So derivative ni y is dy all over dx equals baba, the exponent, 3. Copy the base, that is sine 4x. Okay? Sine 4x squared. So, kasi minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay? Then, derivative ni base, so derivative ni sine 4x. Na-solve na natin kanina ang derivative ni sine 4x, wherein that is equal to 4 cosine 4x. So, pwede na lang natin kopyahin. Okay? 4 cosine 4x. So, meron tayong constant, 3 and 4. So, pwede natin silang pagsamahin. We can multiply both of them. So, that is 3 times 4, that is 12. Okay? So, 12. And then, sine 4x square. So, pwede natin siyang ibalik ulit kasi na sa ganitong ayos. Sine squared 4x, okay, times cosine 4x. So, that is the derivative of the given function sine 4x to the third power. Okay? So, we have 12 sine squared 4x times cosine 4x. So, super madali lang siya. Next, we have number 3. Ano yung given sa number 3? Z is equal to cosine 4t. Check nyo to class ha. Kasi hindi lang y tsaka x ang mga variables naman. We can use other variables such as z, yung sa alphabet natin, and then we can even use Greek alphabet. Okay? So for this, ang kukunin mo naman dito is the derivative of the function z, so that is dz with respect to your variable t. Okay? With respect to t. Okay? So, that is cosine u. So, ang u natin is 40. So, the angle is 40. Okay? So, that is, derivative ng cosine is negative sign. Okay? Negative sign. And then, yung u natin is 40. So, still negative sign 40. And then, the derivative ng 40, that is 4. Diba? Times 4. So, dz now over dt is equal to negative multiplier. Si 4 as constant. So, negative 4 sine 4t. Okay? So, that is the derivative of cosine 4t. Yes? Okay. Itong number 4, medyo cute siya kasi nag-combine ang cosine at saka sine with exponent. Dito yung sinasabi ko kanina class na dapat at least medyo alam nyo yung mga trigonometric identities natin. Okay? Kasi check natin to. So the function class is function v. So v is equal to cosine to the 4th t minus sine to the 4th t. Diba class, you can remember that a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. Diba, I can rewrite the function v as cosine squared t k squared kasi 2 times 2 is 4. Diba? Minus sine squared t square. So that is now a squared minus b squared. And I can write it as a plus b times a minus v. So magiging cosine squared t plus cosine squared t, sine squared t rather. Wait, so we need to erase it. Eraser. Okay, then again we draw. So cosine squared t plus sine squared t. Ayo. Okay, plus sine squared t times cosine squared t minus sine squared t. O di, meron tayo. Sir, mas naging complicated naman, mas humaba. Eh di ba class, ang cosine squared t plus sine squared t, di ba that is just equal to 1? di ba, sa trigon natin, this is just equal to 1. So, 1 times cosine squared t minus sine squared t. So, ito na lang ang natira. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, class, yung v natin, we can just simply write it as cosine squared t minus sine squared t. Okay? And then from there, we can now get its derivative. So, the derivative of your v with respect to t is, okay, derivative ni cosine squared t, exponential rule ulit, class. Okay? Baba, copy the base, which is your cosine t, minus 1, so 2 minus 1, so wala natira. Derivative of the base, that is cosine t. Anong derivative ni cosine? That is negative sine t. Diba? So, negative sine t. Ang derivative ni t is 1. Tama? Okay, next. Minus, dito na lang kasi wala nang space doon. Baba, sine squared t naman is baba. Then copy the base, sine t. Derivative ni sine t, class. That is cosine t. Cosine t, then derivative ni t is 1. Okay? So, I can bring out, di ba, class, that is negative 2. Ito, cosine t, sine t. Di ba? Ilabas ko si negative doon. So, cosine t, sine t, and then, minus, itaas ko na lang, minus 2, para parehas sila, gawin kong cosine t, sine t. Tama ba? Yes. Okay? And then, I can bring out negative, pagsamahin pala kasi they are the same, di ba? So, that becomes negative 4 cosine t sine t. Tama ba? So, that is negative 4 cosine t sine t. Or, I can write it, class, as negative 2 times 2 cosine t sine t. And then, class, di ba, we are aware na ang sine 2t, di ba, class, note, draw natin dito. We use other color. Green. Di ba, class, ang sine 2x is equal to 2 sine x cosine x. Di ba? Trigonometric double angle. Okay? Yung double angle identity natin. So, ibig sabihin, class, yung 2 cosine t sine t natin, that is just equal to 2 sine t. Okay? Ibig sabihin nito, that is just equal to 2, sine 2t. Kunak ko ma. Okay? Sine 2t. So, ibig sabihin, class, if that is just equal to sine 2t, the final answer or the derivative of your v with respect to t is negative 2 sine 2t. Nakuha? That is negative 2 sine 2t. Okay? So, that's for our sine and cosine. Next is, meron tayong tangent and cosecant. Tangent and cotangent. Okay. Ang sabi naman dito, class, ang derivative ni tangent is equal to secant squared u times the derivative of the angle u. And then the derivative of cotangent u is equal to negative cosecant squared u times the derivative of its u. Okay. So, for us to appreciate, let's solve this example, number 5, 6, and 7. So, for number 5, that is y tangent to the fourth, okay, 5x. Or that is equal to y equals tangent 5x raised to 4. So, that is again exponential rule. Okay? So, dy now over dx is equal to baba. Copy the base, so your base is tan 5x. Okay? Tangent 5x times the derivative of the base. So your base is tangent 5x. So anong derivative ni tangent, class? That is secant squared u, wherein ang u mo is 5x. So times secant squared 5x times derivative ni u. So your u is 5x. Okay, dito na sa tangent natin. Sa derivative ni, baba, copy the base. So tangent, minus 1 pa pala nyo. So we have raised to 3. Okay? Baba, copy the base, minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is 3 times the derivative of your base, yung tangent 5x. And the derivative ni tangent 5x is secant squared 5x times yung derivative ni 5x, which is 5. Okay? So 4 times 5 now is 20. 20. And then tangent cube 5x secant squared 5x. So that is your dy all over dx. Okay? So, palakihin ko lang yung ano natin. Gawin kong 20. Okay. So, let's try number 2. That is negative cotangent of x all over 2 naman. So, number 6, that is y equals negative cotangent of x halves. Or that is equal to, yung x halves, di ba x halves is equal to parang 1 half x. So, ang constant niya is 1 half. Di ba? So, magiging derivative ni y all over with respect to x is negative times derivative ni cotangent is negative cosecant squared. Ano yung u mo? That is x all over 2 times derivative ni u mo, which is x all over 2, that is 1 half. Di ba parang 2x? Ano ang derivative ni 2x? 2. Di ba ang x all over 2 is just is equal to 1 half x. So ang constant niya is 1 half. Okay? So ang derivative niyan is 1 half. Okay? So negative times negative becomes positive. Then we have a constant of 1 half. So that is 1 half cosecant squared x all over 2. Okay? So, madali lang siya. And then, wow, itong number 7. Anong given? Y is equal to cosine y cotangent y. So, meron tayong cosine and then na-multiply siya sa cotangent y. So, pag nag-multiply, anong gagamitin? Product rule. Okay? So, gagamit tayo ng product rule. Ano na naman ang product rule natin? That is u derivative ni v plus v derivative ni u. So, ang dy all over dx now is equal to u cosine, dapat it should be cosine x. Okay? Bakit? Gawin na natin yung z na, yung y na z. Para hindi na tayo mag-change ng lahat ng variables sa. Okay? Palitan ko lang to. And I will change this one. Okay. So that is z cosine y cotangent y. So that is derivative of z with respect to your y. So ang cosine, cotangent, nag-multiply. So u natin is cosine y. Ang v ko is cotangent y. So u cosine y times derivative ni cotangent y. So derivative ni cotangent is negative cosecant squared u. So that is negative times negative. Maglagay kayo ng bracket or parenthesis kasi baka gagawin nyo is cosine y minus, gano'n kayo mamaya pag nag-simplify kayo, nakalimutan nyo na. Hindi nyo alam na multiplication yon. Okay, times cosecant squared u, negative. Okay, ang u natin is y. Then derivative ni y is 1. Hindi ito implicit Z yung function lang natin. Ang variable natin is si y. Okay? And then plus V cotangent y. And then derivative ni cosine y. Ano ang derivative ni cosine y? Masama. So that is negative sine y. Diba? Okay. Simplify lang natin. That is now negative cosine y. Then cos secant squared y minus sine y. Okay? Cotangent plus. Class, ano ang cotangent? O, cotangent y. Di ba ang cotangent y class is equal to um, cosine all over sine. Tama ba? Ang cotangent y is equal to cosine all over sine. Di ba? Because cosine y, cosecant squared y. Pag sinimplify natin to further ha, kasi pwede mo siyang simplify further. Minus sine y times ang cotangent is cosine y all over sine y. So, pwede kong i-cancel si sine y. Diba? So, magiging dz over dy becomes negative cosine y, cosecant squared y minus cosine y. Then I can bring out negative cosine y. So, that is negative cosine y times cosecant squared y plus na, kasi nilabas ko si negative cosine, plus 1. Okay? So, that is the derivative of the said function. Nakuha yon? Okay. So, next one, we have the derivative of the secant u and cosecant u. Masyadong mahaba yung space. Pwede natin gamitin yung sa taas. Okay, so we have the derivative of secant u. Ang derivative ni secant u is secant u tangent u times derivative of the angle u. And then the derivative of secant u naman is cosecant u cotangent u times the derivative of u or yung angle niya over dx. Okay? So let's try itong example number, ilan na to? Pang example number 8. So palitan ko lang to. Should start from 8. Ayan, number 8. Okay? So that is 3 secant 2x. So number 8, y is equal to 3 secant 2x. So the dy all over dx natin or the derivative of y with respect to x is that meron tayong constant na 3 times derivative ng secant 2x is secant u tangent u wherein ang u natin ay 2x. So secant 2x tangent 2x times the derivative of the angle u. So the derivative of 2x is 2. So now we have, I will simplify further. That is 3 times 2, that is 6 times secant 2x tangent 2x. Okay? Simple as that. It's very simple. However, what if hindi mo siya memorize or hindi mo siya alam gawin? So, better practice, practice, practice solving. Okay? Number 9. That is y equals negative cosecant 5x. So, the derivative of y with respect to x is negative times, ano ang derivative ni cosecant 5x? Ang u mo is 5x. Ang derivative ni cosecant is negative cosecant u. So, that is 5x. Cotangent u. So, that is 5x times the derivative of your u, 5x is 5. Okay? So, magiging negative times negative becomes positive. And then we have a multiplier of 5 or constant 5. So, that is 5 cosecant 5x cotangent 5x. So, that is your dy all over dx. Okay? And then for the last example, number 10, we have your y equals 3 secant x minus 10 cotangent x. So, alam natin yung secant. Yung cotangent, balikan mo yung kanina. Di ba? So, derivative of y with respect to x is 3. Secant is secant tangent. Di ba? So, that is secant x tangent x minus 10. Ano ang derivative ni cotangent? Balik ka sa taas. Ang sabi dyan, ang derivative ni cotangent is negative cosecant squared u. So that is negative, okay, itaas ko siya para makita. Cosecant squared, ano yung u natin? X, okay? So, x, then derivative ni x is 1. So, becomes 3 secant x tangent x, negative 10, tapos negative cosecant, that becomes positive, plus 10 cosecant squared x. So, that is the derivative of y with respect to your x. Okay? So, you have to practice, practice, practice. And then in the next video, we'll be discussing inverse trigonometric function. But before you proceed to inverse trigonometric function, for you to appreciate it, dapat gamay mo itong trigo functions natin. Okay? See you in the next video. Bye-bye.